like to play a variety of music, but I would say when it comes to new music, we tend towards things that have wonderful color and are maybe a little bit more lyrical. We don't do a lot of avant-garde kind of music. I think all of us were probably trained. I know when I was in graduate school, the idea of playing 20th century music was play a little Rachmaninoff, you know. So that's sort of the background that I come from. But it's important to do new music because you have to keep expanding the language, and I think performers and composers need to support each other. But I also believe that individual performers and groups such as ours, I think it's very important that we play the kind of music that is our language. Do you know what I mean? I know that there are ensembles that love to play avant-garde things, and they play it very well. I think it's important for us to play what we can relate to, whether it's older music or whether it's new music.
I think we have the opportunity and even maybe the responsibility to help composers get performances done. And I know it's hard as a early career composer, or even a late career composer, to get a piece done by a symphony orchestra. I mean, it's just hard to do. There's just not that many opportunities. And it's just a lot easier for a composer to get a piece done by a small ensemble. So we feel a responsibility to help composers get things on the stage.
But then again, we have to, that particular composer has to have a certain appeal to our group.
Right.
And, you know, we're sort of like the screening committee, and it reflects our tastes and the tastes, well, that we perceive to be our audiences. And so it's not going to be way, way out there, but it's going to be something that we think has a tremendous amount of appeal to us and our audience.
I think that lately we have performed in a couple of different kinds of venues, not just the concert hall. We played several times in a place called the Jazz Factory, which we really enjoyed. And I think that personally, I think that kind of movement in that direction is important because society is changing. It's becoming a lot less formal. And classical musicians, I think, need to find ways to not change the quality of what we do or necessarily the repertoire of what we do, but I think we have to expand our environments so that we can reach different kinds of people and maybe younger people. A lot of times Peter was mentioning about our audience, and so often when you go to the symphony or you go to chamber, traditional chamber music groups, you see an audience which is maybe 55 years of age and older. And I don't think it's necessarily that young people don't like classical music or new music or music of the Romantic or classic periods, but aside from the fact that they're not getting it in the schools very much anymore. But I think that the society is changing into one that is very technology-based. You look at many of the orchestras nowadays, and they have apps for seeing their subscriptions on computers or iPads or whatever. It's just new ways of reaching people, and I think we have talked about thinking more in that direction.
You know, musicians are always looking for places to play. And I think that we need to do more. We need to be much more proactive in this area. And, go to where the kids are. And I just recently heard an ex-student of mine, a former student of mine, who plays in an Irish band. And she was playing with her band at Rudyard Kipling. Mm-hmm. And it was packed. It was terrific. That might be a nice place for us to play. And, you got to try it. But
something we've not done, that I'd like to do more of is collaborations with other chamber ensembles. I mean, there are string quartets and mixed ensembles that I think would work well with us, and we could do maybe a little bit bigger piece here and there. And we certainly collaborate with players in town, but it might be fun to play something with the Jupiter Quartet or something as well.
Just like the last concert of the Chamber Music Society, do the Mendelssohn Octet, and of course you need 2 string quartets to do that piece. So collaborations like that will have mutual benefits to both groups in both cities or towns from where they come from.